Who the reptilians are. It's still an aspect of us though, as consciousness. You need to listen if you can try and go back into my videos. I've got a video called the creation story or something, Adam, Eve, and the snake and God, the creator, all you. It's just a kind of story of how, like, it's a story about us, really. Forget the Christianity crap. Anyway, I figured out who the reptilians are. Okay, so if we go back to the garden, right, you have the Elohim, which is basically pure consciousness, pure ultimate power. Yeah? It's not from this dimension, not this realm. It decides to create a character. So think of it, all powerful being somewhere creates an interface. Yeah? It could be a video game. As simple as that, bro. A video game. And in that video game, he creates a character, an avatar, yeah, and he animates it with his life force. This is why I keep saying that you are God, but people don't see what I'm trying to say. The breath of life, people think it's oxygen. Like, don't be silly, because if oxygen was the breath of life, oxygen would be called the breath of life. It's called oxygen, okay? Like, he put something in him to animate his whole body. The oxygen, it's not oxygen. Whatever went into him is what started everything, from his nerves, his brain, his heart, his lungs, pancreas, liver, kidney, spinal fluids, everything, hormones, glands, you name it. You're talking about, it's like electricity. Yeah. It's not just air. So whatever he put in him was that powerful and that potent, which is an aspect of God. Yeah. Because he can inanimate things. Because he's consciousness. Yeah. So anyway, he animates him. And then from that thing he animates, he creates a copy. Yeah. So the first birth was actually like done by a man, really, when you think about it. I know I'm going to trigger some people, but it's not birth, really. But the first kind of, when we talk about a chicken and egg situation, in terms of who came first, like if it was men and women, who came first? It was the man, yeah? Because then out of that came the female, who would have been a receptor. So then they could he could then put the life force in her to, grow and then germinate. It's like a cycle, yeah? And that's why I said in my video, God is a man, but people didn't understand what I was trying to say. It was humor, but it's the point anyway, because it's whatever the Elohim, the creator is, it's pure energy, yeah? Pure energy. From our human understanding, the closest thing we can think about is maybe electricity or magnetism or something like that, right? And they have poles. Those things all have polarities. Yeah. A magnet has a negative and positive, but people call it north and south, but it's a negative and positive, just like electricity has a negative and positive, right? So you have the positive and the negative. It's not like one's better than the other. They have to work they have to be fused together in order for the thing to flow. Anyway, I'm going off track. So anyway, the reptilians, let's come back. So Garden of Eden. So he creates, Adam and Eve, and then he also creates the snake, right? Because he would have been aware. He's consciousness. He made the whole thing. How the fuck is he going to create a whole fucking ecosystem and not be aware that there's a snake that talks in it? Use your brain. It's an aspect of consciousness as well. But I think here's where the thing gets deep. I think the snake, right, was a life form. When I say life form, like, and think of it like a human, yeah? So humans are the current kind of like iteration of consciousness here. Like, we are the dominant species in terms of like life experience, right? We can shape the world. We're the most powerful ones here. I think the previous iteration, it was probably like snakes or snake people. So I think that's how come the snake was in the space that like the Elohim had created. This is just a theory anyway, but just walk with me. You see what I'm trying to say. So it would have been the previous iteration, because remember, he was beguiling, he was intelligent, he was smart, he was wise. In the Bible, they say he's wise. Yeah. He knows stuff. He's a mystical creature. He can climb walls. He hasn't got legs. Yeah. It's a kind of weird creature, really. So he goes and then convinces Eve to do it. So what he's saying to Eve is, hey, listen, you're pretty, like, in a roundabout way, he's kind of like saying, hey, listen, you are super powerful. Yeah. You're a copy of the one. But if you do this, right, you will kind of live in a lower state of vibration where you will know certain things, yeah, but you will sever the connection between you and not sever the connection, but you fall asleep, yeah, to your true nature. You fall asleep to your true nature, but you'll be able to experience pleasure and all these amazing things. Because the fruit, the tree of life and all that, so we all know sex anyway. So he draws them into that dark space of kind of the low vibrational energy, right? Which benefits him, because soon as they did that, that raises the serpent above them, because they have listened to the serpent. So the serpent becomes their god automatically in the lower realms. Okay, now let's bring it back to the current world that we live in, this 3D world, this dream world we live in. People talk about how the reptilians are running all the governments and you're running this and you're all this stuff. We know the story, the bloodlines and we get it. Are they not the gods of the lower dimensions? They are, right? They are. Because when you think about pornography, government, politics, media, social media, the entertainment industry, it's all these kinds of people at the running those industries. They are the gods of those places. They're the gods of the lower dimensions, right? So and people talk about bloodlines and then, it's true. They are the previous iteration. So they know exactly who you are. So the only way they can have any power over you, any power whatsoever, is by you staying in a lower state of vibration. It's not like they came from another world or wherever. Bro, we live in a magical world, bro. Like we can communicate telepathically, okay? Like consciousness can reconstitute itself in any kind of way. And it's a giveaway as well, because when you look at ancient China, ancient Mexico, ancient Egypt, ancient India, ancient anywhere, the snake is revered everywhere. The Chinese, they have the dragon. The dragon's a winged serpent, basically. Mexico, the winged serpent. Egypt, the head dressed with the serpent. India, do I need to go and eat, like, come on, serpents, right? Even in Africa, there are loads of like gods, serpent, this. Okay, cool. So it's not the actual creature. The creature is just a word that was used. Because for me, my personal belief is, it's like different timelines, right? Bro, this stuff is deep. It's different timelines, right? So the Elohim, maybe he's played the game as snakes. He's played it. Because remember, time doesn't exist, guys. There are timelines, but they don't exist. It all folds on itself. So the consciousness will play the game as a character. Let's call it the snake, right? Very self-serving, very predator-like, blah, 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 blah. And maybe that civilization it just kind of blew itself out, right? Because where are all the ancient civilizations? They're gone. They're missing, right? Nobody knows where they are. There's literally like a black hole. Nobody knows the in between. Yeah. Anyway. And those characters still existed. They still existed. Okay. And then another iteration of humanity was created, which is us. Yeah. This iteration. But the previous iteration convinced the current iteration, hey, come, follow us down into this rabbit hole of lower vibrations. Yeah. And of course, they're going to pass the knowledge on to their children. They're going to pass it on to, they'll keep the secrets in the family about how to create these vortexes where people will chuck their energy into it and stay asleep. They're not physical snakes that came from another world. It's all metaphor. Why would a human being even listen to a fucking snake? Especially a talking fucking snake. When at that point, Eve was pure consciousness. You understand? Guys, you need to think deeper when it comes to this shit, bro. Listen, the new year is just about to begin because the calendars we follow is bullcrap anyway. You need to follow the cycles of the moon and the sun, really. I created a calendar a while back, but yeah, anyway. We're about to enter another season because spring is the start of new life, new season, right? There are so many changes that are coming. So many that are coming. And you need to recognize that you've been sold a shitload of fucking illusions, bro. Like you're in a dream, guys. So everything is possible. So they tell you, oh, and they're from a planet and they're, Nibiru and you're snakes and nobody can leave this fucking place. Let me tell you that now. Nobody can leave this place. You can't. All right. When you're in a dream, can you leave the dream? Can you get into a car and leave the dream? Can you get into a spaceship and leave the dream? Can you? Can you get into a helicopter and leave that? You can't. You can't. It's a closed system. You're in there. So everything, I keep saying how everything happens on multiple levels, right? You know, I'm going to actually leave it here. It's cool, man. It's cool. Enough gems for one day.